That's bad.
Oh man, it feels good to be out in the garage today. So we got a bunch of stuff ordered, for the 55. Cage, like I said in the last video, should be here hopefully this week sometime. Last I checked, it was in Illinois coming up from Texas. This hot side is the original single kit off of Jack. I just threw it on here to see how it fits. Doesn't clear the core support or the grill, to be honest. I am still loosely trying to talk Pops into throwing the single kit back on Jack. Now that we got some of the bugs worked out of it and it's working good, I think we could do a lot better with the single, but he likes the twins, so whatever. I don't want to cut this kit up just yet. And I'm not a huge fan of the up and forward headers. They can make a lot of power, but you know, just other things I'm not really thrilled about. So I want to, Jesus Christ. So I've got some LS swap manifolds. They're like $110 on eBay. They look like they should clear everything. I think they'll dump right about here. I can cut and twist things however I need. And then some 2 1/4 piping. I'm still not sure if I want to put we've got two 85s, a VS 85, a Force Performance 85, and a VS 88. I don't know if I want to put the Forced Performance 85 on it or the VS 88 just yet. But I've got the stuff coming to build the hot side. When it comes time to do that, I'll set the front end on it just to make sure that we clear everything. Start getting to work on this whole hot rod. But since we're waiting on things, I've got stuff for the Skylark here that we can put together. We can get the accessories all knocked out. I was going to put power steering on it, but honestly this thing steers so easy that I just don't think it's worth it. So I'm not going to worry about that. So I just ordered a cheap tensioner to put on this side and said to heck with it. I was thinking about just running a belt from the alternator to the crank pulley, but I wasn't sure if it would grab the water pump enough. It looked like maybe like 2 or 3 inches of the belt would have grabbed the pulley, and then I could have used this turnbuckle to tension it, but I just wasn't sold that that would work really well. And then I've got to pull the intake back off again and find out where that vacuum leak is, because that thing is really killing us. We get that vacuum leak sorted out, get the accessories done, hose clamp all the hoses. We could put some coolant in this thing and tranny fluid, and theoretically I think it would be drivable. Now I say theoretically because we got all that out there right now, but I would at least be able to throw the hood back on it and park it outside somewhere, free up some space in here, because there's some other people that want to get their stuff in. There's a guy with a donk that wants it LS swapped, and my buddy Neil has a Typhoon that he wants twin turbo LS swapped. So let's get the accessory drive all bolted up, figured out. Then we'll pull the intake off, get that figured out. Hopefully it's just like a pinched gasket somewhere and nothing crazy. It could be this intake has like a belly pan that bolts onto it. It could be that leaking a little bit, because when I spray starting fluid at the back of the intake, I can hear the tone change in the idle. So that's kind of what I'm thinking it is. But we won't know for sure until we get everything pulled off, so let's get to work. Oh, and real quick, for anybody interested, Herb from Michigan Muscle Car Garage is raffling off his 1971 El Camino SS. It is a turnkey true street car, a fully forged 358, studded everything, freshly built turbo 350, a built 8.5 rear end, Moser axles. You know, it's just a really good car. Still has the nitrous kit, I think a Hitman kit. If you guys are interested, obviously those of you guys who do watch his channel, you already know the car is badass, freshly painted. He really takes care of his stuff, not like we do around here with all the sloppy stuff. He's old school, meticulous, really, really well-built vehicle. So any of you guys who are interested, I'll have the link down in the description below. Go check it out. you can get a spot and you might win a fucking hell of a car for 180 bucks. Anyway, now we can get to work. All right, so 3 spacers behind this. This looks like that. 3 spacers and then bolts. And then that. Okay. Easiest peasy. Okay, let's get all this junk out of the way, man. What is up with all this trash? Who decides all this? And then this guy last. Good, sir. I need to clean that one out. Every now and then you gotta clean out your holes. Just to make sure everything's good. Good old hole cleaning. So, this is just a stock bolt with a groove cut in it to help get all the dirt and crust and shit out of the hole. Whoa! Alright, that's looking pretty good. I don't know why the alternator looks like it's leaning back though. That's interesting. Huh. I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get there, I guess. Oh, hey, look, it's that bridge. Let's see if the belt lines up. Alright, so around town. Under that. Get the fuck back. Got what in the tarnations? Okay. Yonder. That's about right. That's about right. Okay, that belt will actually be perfect. We're pretty close to pretty close. Yeah, I think we're looking good enough. Yeah. Alright, so let me just get a wrench on that to tighten it. And I should actually tighten the alternator while we're here, since I know that it's actually going to stay on now. And then yeah, that'll all be taken care of. If you want this set up, this is the part number for it, truck tensioner bracket, because we are using a truck crank pulley. Even though it is an F-body water pump, the bell of the pulley sticks out far enough that it catches without any spacers. And there's no spacers because of the alternator bracket that we're using. So it just kind of works out actually pretty well. You can see that once it's all on there, it'll ride just on that lip. So cool. Let's get all this tightened up real quick. All right, belt is all tensioned, feeling good. Boing, 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 boing. Now we get to do the fun part of every build, which is taking it back apart. It's not a big deal because it's just the intake, luckily. But man, it is just annoying when you have to take steps backwards for something. So hopefully it is a simple fix, and we can just like tighten a bolt or put a seal back in place, something like that. But anyway, I'm gonna get this thing ripped off now. All right, so suspicions confirmed. So we can see some witness marks right there. Kind of suspicious. Remember that belly pan I was talking to you about on this intake? Right there is a bolt missing. So that looks like our vacuum leak. Yeah, all of the intake gaskets seem good. There's a little bit of fraying on some of them, but once it's all squished down, I'm not worried about that. TBH. I am kind of curious about something. So, give me a second. I just want to see what it looks like. That's all. I just want to see what it looks like. That's pretty neat. That is pretty neat. And it does make it super easy to get back here for things, which is what I was fighting with that intake. Which is why I was thinking maybe, maybe we play musical intakes. It kind of just makes everything easier. Let me think about that for a second. All right, got the intake back on it. I ended up finding a really small bolt, and I was able to cut it down. Got the belly pan bolted back up. Siliconed in the map sensor, because that was like half dangling out. I'm just using that as a plug right now, because we're getting our map reading off the stock 1 bar on the Holley ECU. Put a new end on the fuel line because that was leaking out of this fitting right here. Hopefully, we're all good to go now. Got the battery back in it. Just need to put the ground cable on, and then we can try and start this pig. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it idles at a little bit more of a respectable RPM. Let's check for fuel leaks. We're still dribbling. We're just going to deal with that for right now. That's much better. That's the lowest it's ever idled. And I forgot, I changed the oil pressure sensor. That's not looking too great. That exhaust sounds fucking killer though. Alright, let's shut it off. Because I don't know if that was a good sensor that I even put in it. It was out of the mock-up motor in the 55 here. So could be a bad sensor. Fingers freaking crossed that it's a bad sensor. This dang thing I don't know. Have to mess with that some more. That shouldn't be a huge deal. We found our vacuum leak. That was the most important thing, but now, oil pump. I'm hoping that it's a sensor, but it definitely sounded like there was a lifter that wasn't quite pumped up. But slowly checking things off that list. And this cam and that exhaust sound great. Whew, we were smoking the place out though. So that is definitely where we're going to wrap things up for today. Big progress, I guess. The belt never came off when I revved it up, so that's good. So yeah, get the oil pressure thing figured out. Hopefully I don't have to put a pump in it. I never touched the oil system on this motor. Basically all I did was put a cam in it and the intake, etc. So could need a pump. Who knows? Could just be the pickup O-ring, you know, little things like that. Don't forget to go check out the raffle for Herb's El Camino, link in the description. You can win a friggin' badass turnkey street car, legitimate old school muscle street car. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys for liking and subscribing. I'll see you next time.